Your city? Your city?
In my city.
You don't think I'm gonna hit you with that lipstick?
No.
The mini fighters like you. I thought that was strong. Yeah, you go for it. You go for it. You go for it.
Picking up where they left off in 2024, Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn are rekindling their feud. The Destroyer is still dealing with the fallout from his 2022 UCAD suspension after testing positive for a prohibited drug, but he plans to make a victorious return later in 2025. Garcia, meantime, is prepared to make his own impression.
You're the one that started that shit.
Come on, you go for it.
He has a good chance of making a comeback when his ban for testing positive for a prohibited drug during his bout with Devin Haney is removed in April of next year. Conor Benn even gave Ryan Garcia a tiny shove before they were pulled away, but the two nearly got into a fight. The 2025 Ring Magazine Awards brought boxing's biggest stars to London to celebrate the year's top performers. Among the honorees, Alexander Usyk stole the spotlight, taking home 3 awards, while the evening concluded with Don King receiving the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award. However, the formal event took an unexpected turn when Ryan Garcia found himself at the center of a heated exchange.
First, Ryan Garcia, I don't think he done it. First things first. Number 2, he's an idiot. Because he just...
As Garcia exited the venue, an interviewer questioned him persistently. Along the way, they crossed paths with fellow boxer Conor Benn, sparking a tense encounter. When asked if he'd fight Benn, Garcia confidently replied, "Yeah, of course I'll fight him." Approaching Benn, Garcia asked how the fight would go. Benn dismissed Garcia's signature left hook, to which Garcia retorted, "That's what they all say, but somehow I find the target every time. I fight many fighters like you." Initially, the exchange seemed playful, with Garcia placing his arm around Benn's neck. However, tensions escalated quickly, leading to an argument and Benn shoving Garcia. The incident nearly turned physical, disrupting the otherwise respectful evening. Despite the drama, the altercation highlighted the fiery personalities and competitive spirit of both fighters, sparking speculation about a potential matchup between them.
Things.
Would you fight Conor Benn? He's there. Is that a fight?
Yeah, of course I would fight him. Yeah.
How's that going?
How does it go? You tell me. You tell me.
Won't work on me. You know.
We'll see. That's what they all say, but somehow I find.
While the night celebrated the sport's achievements, it also underscored the unpredictable nature of boxing's biggest names, leaving fans buzzing about what could come next in the ring. Fortunately, Devin and Bill Haney heckled him, and they had enough people to pull them apart and force peace. Garcia handled the situation elegantly and came out as a class act on both occasions. As Dib returns after a ban for testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs, Ryan Garcia, an early contender for the 2025 Comeback of the Year award, presented him with the honor on the same night that Conor Benn gave accolades. This made for a humorous situation.
There you go. Can you just give us a reaction to that bit with Conor Benn?
Classic Conor Benn. It was fun.
You think you beat him?
Yeah, of course.
How does it end?
I knock him out.
Without boxing, I don't know where I'd be or where I would have ended up, Billy Dib admitted while reflecting on his remarkable journey. Dib, who fought back from cancer to make a triumphant return to the sport, credited the World Boxing Council for supporting his comeback. "This wasn't about winning. It was about going out on my own terms. I wouldn't let cancer be my final fight," he said, expressing gratitude to his family and friends in boxing. Meanwhile, Conor Benn is also eyeing a return to the ring after resolving issues with drug testing authorities. Benn recently presented the Prospect of the Year award to heavyweight star Moses Atama at the Ring Magazine Awards, acknowledging the rising talent's bright future. However, Benn's growing feud with Ryan Garcia continues to dominate headlines. From the first to the last, the revolutionaries have designated Connor Richardson to earn the next headline.
Came all out here for nothing, huh? You ducking it, huh? Lupe, you done ducked it, huh?
The tension began after Garcia's victory over Devin Haney, where Garcia called out Benn. On social media, Benn congratulated Garcia while expressing interest in fighting him or Haney. "Great performance from Garcia. I called it. Credit to Devin Haney for getting up off the floor 3 times. I'll fight any of these guys," Benn tweeted. Surprisingly, Garcia responded enthusiastically, suggesting they face off at London's O2 Arena. In a fiery retort, Garcia added, I will fracture your spleen and then eat it. Shout out London. As the rivalry heats up, fans eagerly await whether this war of words will escalate into a clash in the ring. Promising another thrilling chapter in boxing, prospects for a new star and new bet all filled the air November 18th. Don't be another loudmouth like Dumpa, Ben said. Look, Lumpa, if you're serious, let's do it next and I'll smash your teeth down your neck, you ain'ter. You know I'm about the business, but you can't even fight in your own country, Ryan Garcia said in a troll. For people who might not know anything about Conor Nigel Benn is a professional boxer from Britain. He is the son of Nigel Benn, a former two-division boxing world champion. Ben is a professional boxer from the UK, and he has been the mayor of London for the last 8 years. His greatest accomplishment to far has been being the World Boxing Association Continental Champion, but despite being the son of a previous two-division world champion, he has never gotten any closer to it.
He's an idiot. He's just no class at all. You know, I think he's an absolute lemon, and I'd love to give him a good...
Many have questioned why Ryan Garcia would choose Conor Benn above world champs Dion and Devonna Tank Davis. After Ryan Garcia proposed that they fight at London's O2 Arena, people quickly realized the hidden humor in his statement. Considering that Conor Benn is now unable to box in the UK, this was obviously sarcastic, as one might anticipate from a social media prankster like Ryan Garcia. His ban followed 2 tests in 2022, on July 25 and September 1 respectively, when he tested positive for Chopin during routine voluntary anti-doping agency testing as part of the World Boxing Council's clean boxing program, and in the lead-up to the later canceled fight against Chris Eubank Jr. According to a statement issued by Benn's promoters, Ben has not been accused of breaking any rules, is not suspended, and is still allowed to compete. The bout would go as planned the next day according to Eubank's promoter. The combat had been postponed, they confirmed. Ben voluntarily surrendered his boxing license with the British Boxing Board of Control after testing positive for the banned substance Chopin in 2 separate voluntary anti-doping association tests. Although his ban was lifted by the Independent National Anti-Doping Panel on July 28, 2023, it was reinstated after appeals by the British Boxing Board of Control and UK Anti-Doping. The appeals were upheld and Ben remains under provisional suspension until March 2024. Despite the suspension, Ben has kept himself in the spotlight, recently addressing a potential bout with Ryan Garcia. In an interview with Ben Marcos Vouge of Fight Hub TV, he shared his thoughts on Garcia, throwing the first verbal jab at the Victorville native. The Brit's remarks hinted at a brewing rivalry, signaling his eagerness to step into the ring with Garcia.
I'm going to devour that boy.
Straight up.
That's it.
Garcia, once his suspension ends, reigniting excitement among boxing fans. Ryan Garcia, he didn't do it, in my opinion, Ben stated first things first, clearly stating his position about Garcia's positive drug test. It's important to note that Garcia has said that the chemical was accidentally consumed and blamed supplements for popping. Regardless, Ben went on. Second, he's a fool because he's a fool. He is a fool. He simply has no class at all. I'd want to give him a good pounding since I believe he's a complete lemon. The Englishman has not competed since defeating Peter Dobson in February, and it appears from his recent actions in Saudi Arabia that he is considering a rematch with his fierce opponent, Chris Eubank Jr.
I'd put it straight on him and hit him straight in the gym, and I'm going to do it for La Raza. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to speak to him in Spanish. He's the idiot. You know, and then there's Fahani as well, another person. You know, for him, he's got his own issues to sort out. No.
The tension between Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia continues to build, with the duo exchanging heated words in person after Chris Eubank Jr.'s victory over Camille Serrata earlier this month. Both fighters promised to settle their differences in the ring, but Ben took it further, vowing to knock Garcia out if they ever meet. I'd put it straight on him, hit him square on the chin, and I'm going to do it for Larza. Ben declared during an interview with Ben Marcos Vouge of Fight Hub TV. While Garcia has yet to respond to Ben's threats, this wasn't the case when their verbal exchanges first began in April. Garcia, currently plotting his return to the sport, may have found the perfect opponent in Ben. Ben also has his eyes set on Chris Eubank Jr., reigniting talks of a fight that could prove highly lucrative in the UK due to their long-standing family rivalry. Negotiations are reportedly ongoing, with an official announcement expected soon. Ben and Eubank Jr. were initially set to face off in October 2022, a bout that promised to revive the iconic rivalry between their fathers from the 1990s. Unfortunately, the fight was cancelled after Ben tested positive for a banned substance. As the dust settles on both potential matchups, fans eagerly await confirmation of which path Ben will take next. In November last year, Conor Benn had his doping suspension lifted after the National Anti-Doping Panel ruled in his favor. The panel stated they were not comfortably satisfied that UK anti-doping had proved Ben violated the rules. Following the decision, promoters Eddie Hearn and Ben Shalom emphasized the urgency of finalizing a deal for Ben's next fight. They suggested an announcement for a major bout was expected soon, with the possibility of a big fight within the next couple of months. Chris Eubank Jr., speaking at the Ring Awards in London, revealed his 2025 wish list, signaling an eagerness to make significant moves in the ring. He mentioned the potential for a major fight soon. Ben, in an exclusive interview with M Sport, outlined his own fight goals for 2025. "My next 3 fights have to be Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title," he stated. "Then it's Chris Eubank. I'll flatten him in 2 rounds, and then Eubank again, flatten him in 1. Ben's ambitious plan shows his determination to secure high-profile matchups and prove himself in the sport. With negotiations underway, it's clear that 2025 could be a pivotal year for Ben's career.
You get in the ring finally with Conor Benn. Be as decisive and as conclusive as you can in that comment. But what happens when you get in the ring finally